Hello, welcome again to Get Out of Your Shell podcast. And I am very happy to introduce you today to a very, very special friend of ours that we went to visit recently in my visit to Italy. So is the Bruzzo family, and they have a vineyard, and it's located in Vicenza province, and that is in the northeastern of Italy. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience having to walk in the vineyard originally. And I said originally because it's right from where they make the wine, and it comes straight from the vineyard straight to the table. We experience different types of wines that Alan makes. The Bruzzo family, they are very proud of their wine, that they've been having it for many decades. And it's a great tradition that they have in their home in Italy, where he explained to us about the different types of wine they have and the different tastes. And depending on what you eat it also with the wine, because it has a different taste to your tongue. The wines that we tasted, in my opinion, and I think many opinions of the people that tried it as well, is very clean. It's difficult to explain, right? Because having the taste is very difficult to explain. But the taste was so clean. Sometimes when you drink wine that you order in a restaurant or you go and buy, the taste is not old, but it's been sitting. Now that I taste right from the vineyard, right to the table, it's clean because it's right away when they made it. They put it on the bottle, and then it's in our table. We order also from his vineyard. We order a case of wine to come delivered to United States, and we received it. It's still that clean taste, and it's fabulous. So Alan is going to talk to us a little bit more about the wines. And, Alan speaks a few languages. I was very impressed. It should impress me because we should be speaking different languages. Why? Because it's not because we're smarter. It makes us smarter. But we have the ability to do better things with our future, with our life, and to serve even better and be able to communicate with people. He speaks Spanish. He speaks English, he speaks Italian, and I believe he told me he spoke French. Fabulous. The area where we went, it was a little bit high. I was getting a little bit ill for my stomach, but you know what? I really wanted to go to Alan's vineyard, and we did. We got there. Once again, he showed us the wine. You're going to see it, and you're going to see the wonderful experience that we had there. Thank you so much for joining once again, Get Out of Your Shell podcast. This is just a piece of my recent traveling. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Enjoy. Hi, welcome again. I'm so excited to be in Italy, first of all. But, I'm going to tell you more about it in a little bit. But first, I want to introduce you a very special guest that I have today. And he'll tell us more about where we are, what's happening here. This is wonderful. So today I'm here with Alan, and his name is Alan, last name Bruzzo. Tell us how you spell your last name, or how you say your last name.
Bruzzo.
And the CA means
Casa.
Casa de Bruzzo.
So it's dialect for casa. It's Veneto dialect.
Excellent.
Cabruzzo.
So tell us a little bit, Alan, of what is this? Where are we? What's going on here?
So we are in northern Italy, just before the Dolomites. We are in the Vicenza province. And so Vicenza is between Verona and Venice. And we're in the hills of Vicenza. And the hills of Vicenza are called Colli Berici, very special hills, because they have a very, very particular soil. They have a red clay and limestone soil. so excellent for making red wines. Very, very long wine tradition here that goes back to the Etruscan times. And so excellent area for winemaking, and especially a fantastic area to visit because there's so much history around here between Verona and Venice and Friuli and Padova, and just there's thousands of years of history surrounding us.
So many years of history. And Alan, how long has your family had this place? Would you tell us a little bit about the history of this place?
So this is the Bruzzo Vineyards, and this is actually has always been a winery. So some of the vines on the property are 150 years old, so very old vines, and we've always kept the old vines. We've been making wine here. Our family's been making wine here since 1985. But my grandparents are from this area. My grandfather was born just 500 yards away, so we always used to come back here to visit. And then at some point, my father, when I was 15, he got fed up with his job, and he decided to come back to Italy to make wine. And so in 1985, we came here not knowing anything about winemaking or farming or anything. And we learned how to make wine, and we've been here ever since. And so I continued on. My father's now retired, and me and my wife Sabrina are making wine here. And we have a small vineyard, and we make organic wine, all natural, very dark wines aged in oak. So excellent wines for dinner and to accompany foods.
It's beautiful. And we came here all of a sudden from USA and had a delicious, introduction of the wines, because we really don't know a lot about wines. I don't know if you do, but I don't. And I really wanted to experience that. And he certainly gave us that understanding, feeling, taste of what foods and what wines and the colors and the flavors. Even out there at the vineyard, that's how you call it?
The vineyard,
The vineyard. But we'll tell you a little bit more about it. But I want to ask you, you speak perfect Italian, and he speaks perfect English. And how many languages do you speak? And tell us a little bit more, because you live back in the United States, right?
Yeah, I was born in California, but I grew up in Spain, in Madrid and Bilbao. And so, sure, I speak fluent Spanish, and then I actually went to high school in Berkeley High School for a while in California, but I ended up actually finishing high school here in Italy at the American school here in Vicenza, which is on the American base here. And then I ended up going to Texas and lived in Texas for a long time, went to school there. And eventually I ended up back in Vicenza making wine, and love the place.
Yeah,
don't plan on going anywhere else.
And he said he lived in Texas, and also he tells me that he likes Tex-Mex food. So you live in Texas, we don't like that. So he
I miss Tex-Mex food and Shinerbach beer. Yeah. I live in San Antonio and Houston.
San Antonio and Houston.
Yeah.
That wonderful.
Love Texas. Love Texas.
And so tell us a little bit about the wine. How does that work, the piece? Tell us from, because he grows his own vineyard here. It's very difficult. I don't know, it's for me difficult to understand. How does the process start? From where does it start, right? And he's going to tell us a little bit about the process. How does it start? Where does it end?
Well, the quality of wine starts in the field.
In the field.
On the vine. And so if you want to make quality dark wines that are robust, that will age over long times, you have to do low yields per vine, so very few grapes per vine, to make the wines much darker. Then you actually go back and you have to sometimes reduce the number of grapes, so you have the right number of grapes. And then the wine goes, it goes through a destemmer and it starts fermenting with the skins. And it spends about 10 months in a tank, in a stainless steel tank. And there you have the rough sediment that settles to the bottom. And what you do as a winemaker, you go and you shoot out some of that sediment. There's a bottom valve. You shoot out and you smell it. 80% of the winemaker's work is smelling. You use your nose. And so you smell the wine. If the sediment smells fine, you leave it there. Because that is like an inoculation for the wine. It makes the wine stable over time. Eventually, though, that sediment will start to smell, and so then you have to do what's called racking. So you drain all the wine off, and you throw away all the dregs and all the muck at the bottom of the wine. And so over 10 months, you might do 2 or 3 rackings, and then it goes into the barrel. And these are all, of course, oak barrels. They're called barrique, which are very specific size barrels, 50-gallon barrels. And they spend anywhere from a year to 4 years in the barrel. And the barrel is a very important process in the winemaking, in the aging process, because the barrel breathes through the pores of the wood. So you have a micro-oxidization effect that happens through the pores of the wood. So small amounts of oxygen over many, many years helps the wine become more stable. It helps soften the wine. And then these are actually, right now I'm using a mixture of French and American oak, but the oak does give a little bit of a flavor to the wine. Now I tend not to use new wood. I don't use more than 15-20% new wood because I don't want an oaky taste. I want the fruit to be the protagonist. But the barrel is very important to let the wine sit and age on its sediment for years. And so the longer it sits on that fine sediment in the barrels, makes the wine stable over time. And so I do all natural wines. I'm always looking for stability. The only way you get stability out of natural wine is giving it time. And time is fantastic for wine. When you leave it natural, it goes through all its processes and makes the wine very soft. And these are wines that are fantastic to accompany foods. And so they're also wines that age for a long time. If you want to leave it in your cellar,
Yes.
They age very well as well.
It's a lot of information that Alan is giving us, and I really like to do this audios and videos to educate us, me. I get educated while I travel and bring you this from Italy. Can you believe this? I'm so excited to be here this day and meet Alan and give us a little bit of understanding of how the process of the wine, then it becomes a happy time. You're
Yes.
up and then you're happy. But Alan, talking about happy time, when we were here earlier having this beautiful taste of your specialties here, you started playing. So where did that come from? You also play music.
Yeah, I lived in Spain for a long time, so I started playing.
España.
So I started playing flamenco music as a kid.
Yes.
And so then when I actually went to Texas, we started playing flamenco jazz and Latin jazz music. And so I've always continued playing. So. Ay, candela, candela, candela me quemo ahí. Ay, candela, candela, candela me quemo ahí, mamá. Candela, candela, candela me quemo ahí. Me quemo ahí, me quemo ahí, me quemo ahí, mamá mía, que me quemo ahí.
That is wonderful, Alan. Let me see. I have 2 more questions for you. What is a normal day in Alan's life? What do you do? What's a normal day?
Oh, it depends on the year, but in the winter we do the trimming and the wood cutting and cutting all around the vineyards. And then in the springtime, there is, you have to treat the vines to make sure that they don't get moldy and fungus and things like that. Then there's a whole, you have the bottling, transferring of wine into the barrels. Sometimes you have to aerate the wine. And so all the years, you know,
So there's
based
always,
on wine.
right, there's always something to do.
All year round.
But tell me about you then. What do you do? You know, what's your hobby? What do you do? I'm sure you do something for you to keep you alive, to keep you entertained.
Oh yeah, oh
for
no,
you.
I do. I play music. I
There
play
you go.
music and I record music and write music, write
Oh,
songs and stuff like that.
right.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
And so those are pastimes, and that kind of goes hand in hand with wine, actually. Wine
Yes.
tasting and music.
Wonderful. Do you
go
want
well
this to
together.
continue with the family? I know you have a daughter.
I have one daughter.
What do you
Yeah.
think? You-
Oh yeah, I hope
Definitely,
so. I hope
right?
so. Yeah.
Because
I-
it's the family business and you want this to continue
Sure.
through
If
time.
she wants to, it's here.
Let it be right.
I've been working on her imprinting. I've been taking wine and saying, "Smell the wine, Emily."
Slowly,
she smells
little
the
by
wine,
little.
says, "Smells like wine." And so I'm working on it. The other day we were putting the grapes in. I had her holding the tube as the grapes are going into the
Yeah.
thing, so she
Okay.
starts to get used
Understanding.
to
Yes, yes.
how things
that's
work.
wonderful. So Alan, tell us where, because we know that you do wine tasting here in Italy. Tell us where we can find you. You have a website or an Instagram or Facebook. What do you have?
Yeah, you can have Cabruzzo.com as our website, and you can find us on Facebook at Cabruzzo Family Vineyards. You can find our music. Our new album is coming out. It's called Garden Pimps. Is the band.
There you go.
Garden Pimps is the band, and you can find us on Facebook. And in Cabruzzo, you can send us an email. If you're ever in the area, you want to do a wine tasting, we do a wine tasting with 5-6 wines with appetizers and paired food pairings of local products from the area. And we do that all year round, 7 days a week, by appointment. Yeah, just give us a call, and it takes us a little while to prepare everything, so we do need some heads up. And so feel free to come by and visit us, and we take you through the fields, show you how we do the trimming, how the vines are growing, all the new processes that we're putting in place right now for some of the new vineyards that are coming in. And so it's a great time to visit Bruzzo.
That's right. And come to Italy and come visit his vineyards, which is wonderful.
And you will learn more than you ever wanted to know about wine.
Exactly. And you know what? You get it from here, straight from his vineyard. And he also let you know, he also ships this to the States. And so, you order it, and then, he'll send it back.
You can order in the U.S., yeah. You can order in the U.S. You have to go through us. It's direct. We ship it directly to your door via airmail.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
So, I want to thank him for this wonderful time. And I want to bring you just a little piece of this place in Italy and Alan's family place that he's very proud of being here and bringing this wonderful wine to you, to your table. And Alan, any last words for the people that are watching you?
Well, no, thank you for coming to visit, and I'm glad you made it here, and it wasn't easy, and so I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, and all of those people back in the United States, come visit us whenever you like, and get a hold of us, and we are always available for you.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you for joining, and hopefully I'll bring you more from another part of the world. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ciao.
Gracias. Take care.
Prego. Arrivederci.
Ciao.
Alla prossima.
Perfect.